now.
Okay, hopefully.
Sorry,
everybody. I just going right back to me. I don't know what to do. It just started echoing.
You're okay now.
Okay. I'll just try to deal with it here. So when I came on board, I got my four immediately because I'm sorry, it's varying because everything's echoing right back.
Is the weather there not very good right now?
No, but it was fine. Anyway, we will and then now it stopped. Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. The slide changed and then the echo stopped. Go figure. Anyway, perfect. Thank you from Mervyn and all the panelists. All right. And so what I did was I just called people that I knew I had credibility with. And I told them I was starting a new project. They already knew I had a success track record. And so it was pretty simple for me to use my credibility that I already had to call up people and to basically just get them to either A, give me their credit card because I was starting on something new and they trusted me, or B, to take a look at back at that point in time, it was a video just about dream trips, but we really didn't have anything to explain it. So I'd show them this dream trips video, then talk to them a little bit about the company and get them signed up. So the tools we have now, guys, are amazing to help us be able to, grow and build our teams quickly. But yes, it basically, I got my 4 quickly because
of your background.
I had people to call and the background, right, the credibility.
So were those people that joined you initially, had they already left the previous company as well? That company shut down?
Some of the people weren't even in that previous company. A couple of them were, but I actually had a non-compete. Mm-hmm. So I knew that I was not able to go back and get anyone on my team other than people that were like best friends or my mom. And that was it. I was not able to go approach them to bring them over.
So you had to build a brand new team, basically.
Yes, I did.
And, meeting Wayne back then, I guess the company was just around for about 2-3 years at that point, 2 years?
Right.
So at what point did you realize, you said earlier in this call that it was just, meeting Wayne and hearing about where he was going and his vision, that you were blown away by that. But at what point did you and your husband, Michael, realize that, WorldVentures, this is it, this is the deal, and that you were just going to be going all in with it? And of course, I know that travel is special for you, so that's why you chose WorldVentures, but what really made, what was the point when you realized that this is really it, and this is, what do they call it? A unicorn.
The unicorn, what was my defining moment that made me realize it was a unicorn? Well, it really was phased. It was not like just one particular, moment in time, but it was a buildup. And that's why getting to the big events are so incredibly important. And so basically what happened is we had not joined when we flew to Florida to see a weekend event. That weekend event used to be called Acceleration. It's now equivalent to what you just got through with boot camp. It was similar to that, but not nearly as big. When we went to Florida, I think there were about 200 people in the room, and it was Jeff Boff's triple IMD's first main training. Him and Jefferson Santos trained. I'll never forget it. And of course, Marcus Setta. And so that helped us realize that they had the core values and the alignments that were important for Michael and I. But from the standpoint of really when I would say we saw it bigger, is it was a few months later in the spring or summer that year, there was a big event out in Las Vegas. And I think it may have been the convention, but I don't remember for sure. There was still maybe just 500 people in a ballroom in a hotel in Las Vegas. And one of the original co-owners of the company, Mike, did the original gumball demonstration. And many of you may have seen the gumball presentation or have heard about this gumball presentation, and where it's done with a lot of gumballs in these glass cylinders, and it compared it to the coffee industry and the nutrition industry. And when I saw him do that, I was like, wow, we are definitely in not just a great company that's going places, but we're in the right industry that just, it dwarfs everything. And I remember just knowing that this company had everything it needed to go the distance. And I remember hoping and praying and thinking, I sure hope that this company really is as good as what it seems like it is, because this company is where I want to hang my hat. And this is where we're going to go all in with this company. And like I said, you know, things happen, life hits, different things distract. But you know what? It was back at that original thing back in probably the summer of 2008 that we really caught the vision for where the company is going. We got to really hear Wayne's vision from stage that day and said, you know what? No matter what, we're building this thing to IMD, no matter what it takes.
I'm just smiling over here because I'm sure you don't know how we like build on a day-to-day basis here in Singapore, but pretty much every single presentation, whether it's a one-on-one, two-on-one, or a live presentation that we do in Singapore, we show that gumball video, a condensed version of it. And in fact, that's how I got started too. My sponsor showed me the gumball video first too, and I didn't even really know what network marketing was, but I could see that travel was a big deal. Right. And so, you know, we still carry that on. So it's amazing that you were actually there in person when Mike Asquith poured those gumballs out.
Right. It was absolutely mind blowing when he did that, and it just made a huge impact to see that. So yeah, that's awesome. Y'all still use that, and I still refer people to it too.
Okay, but you guys don't use that over there when you do your presentations?
Not in the actual presentation, but you know, it may be used as a follow-up with a prospect or someone that, you know, to help build credibility, help them see more, help build belief, that sort of thing.
Okay. So, just moving on about kind of people that you enjoy working with, do you have an ideal rep profile? What are the kind of people that you like to approach? Is there a particular type of a character or someone in a particular industry that you like to work with?
You know what, to me, it doesn't matter what age they are, what background they are. What I want to work with is someone that's hungry, somebody that wants to do this, and somebody that's coachable and teachable and that's serious about their success. Someone that will jump in and take action. That's the, you know, it's like Wayne always says, you know, it's your job for you to be a pleasure for me to work with. And so I like working with positive, happy, motivated people that want success, you know, whether they're putting in, you know, 2 or 3 hours a week, or they're putting in 20, 30, or 40 hours a week into this. And it, you know, it doesn't matter from the standpoint, it's more their attitude behind it, and finding the people that really want it. I always say, you know, especially if you're one of the driven people that really want this and you're out there putting in the work. I mean, in the beginning to get that rocket ship off the ground and to put this into orbit to where it's more self-sustaining, where your residual checks are coming in every month. It takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of push initially to really get that up in the air. And man, that first, you know, those first few weeks, first few months, we were really pushing. We put in 30 people very, very quickly in a very short period of time. And that really launched our team and ultimately got us to where, you know, we got the 6-figure annual ring, and, you know, has helped build our business from those blitzes, from those, you know, putting in a lot of activity in a short period of time. But the thing is you can't really determine who's going to do what. I found over time, you know, the people that you think won't will. The people that you think will do this won't. So you're just looking for the eagles. You know, it's one of my original mentors in this industry back in my first company talked about ducks and eagles. And I know Matt Morris, our many of our upline double international marketing directors talked about ducks and eagles as well. But one of the things is my original mentor used to talk about, you know, baby ducks and baby chickens are both cute and fluffy, and they both look very much the same when they're babies, when they're first born. And it's kind of like a new rep. You know, they're all excited and they're all, you know, cute and fluffy. But then how do you tell if they're going to be an eagle or if they're going to be just a duck? A duck just quack, quack, quacks. They make excuse and they do all these different, oh yeah, I want it, but quack, quack, quack. Well, you need to get to this training. Well, I can't, quack, quack, quack. And so it's just over time, you start realizing who the duck and eagles are. But what my first millionaire mentor in this industry said many years ago is, he says, really the only way you can tell a baby duck from a baby eagle is to pick them up and look at their feet. Do they have webbed feet or do they have talons? And so you're looking for the people, you're looking for the reps that have the talons that, they're going to dig in, they're going to take off, they're going to fly. They're not waiting for you to do everything for them or to push them along. Your eagles are going to be the ones that call you. So I give people assignments. I say, okay, do this, this, and this, and then let me know when you got it done. Well, a duck never calls. They never text. They never let you know they got it done. But that baby eagle chick, he's going to show you his talents when he calls you and says, hey, I got that done. What's next? They're saying, put me in, coach. And so that's who I like to work with, Christina.
That's awesome. So now flipping it on the other side, why do you think people follow you? You've got teams of thousands of people all over the world now. What makes you a good leader?
Gosh, there's so many different things that go into that. Another saying I've always bought into is leader of one, leader of many. If I can't lead one, I can't lead any. So being a good leader first starts with yourself, being true to yourself, having your priorities, your core value right. For me, my emotional, my spiritual aspects, working on myself, personal growth and development is huge. One of the things also is that, always speaking positive and speaking life over your team and believing the best. One of the other things I've always believed is if you see people as they could be, they'll become what they should be. And so speaking life over the team. And here's the other thing, because my team is called Big Vision Group, and it's always casting a big vision, because people want to follow something bigger than themselves. They want to follow something bigger than you. And so if a leader is casting vision, if they're leading from the front, to me, that's a huge thing, because, people want to know where you're going and they want to see you moving to get there. And then, if you just go do what you need to do to lead yourself and to build this with what you want to do, then you're going to naturally develop a team, and you turn around and you've got a group there that's coming with you. And so, but always casting that big vision as well is huge in where we're going. So people know, hey, we've got this common vision, this is where we're going, and creating a culture that helps sustain that as well.
That's awesome. Yes, big vision. I mean, casting vision, that's what Matt Morris always talks about as well, doesn't he?
Right, absolutely. He's a master at casting vision.
What are some of the funniest or perhaps unique situations that you've encountered during, a presentation or a time when you were sharing WorldVentures? Any stories you want to tell us?
I'll tell you one. There's always dog and kids stories, especially at travel parties. So it wasn't just a dog and it wasn't just a kid. It was a dog and a kid. And we were having a travel party over at someone's home. And this person has gone on to become one of our team leaders. Thank goodness it didn't blow her out. But anyway, they have a dog, and there was a child that someone had brought over for the travel party. And I don't quite know for sure what happened, but this normally very docile, very friendly dog all of a sudden bites the child. And then, of course, the child screams. And so there's this whole distraction with this dog and this child. And so it was just, it honestly was a nightmare. I don't think anybody signed up that day, but it was one I'll never forget.
Okay, so everyone was watching.
Nightmares for dogs and children. That's why we say put the dogs up and have someone watching the children. Don't combine them in your travel parties.
Okay, what was your easiest sign up? I mean, I know you said in the beginning it was pretty easy, you just call people up, but after your initial stage, you launching your business in WorldVentures, later on, was there any particular sign up that you remember to be really easy, and why that person ended up signing up with you?
I do recall one, actually it was last year. There was a gentleman that I had done some business networking with, and I had had an opportunity to do a quick overview about dream trips at one of our kind of a group lunch meeting, just to kind of give an overview to the group. And afterwards he and I sat down and he goes, well, that just makes sense. That looks like, a great thing to do, to be able to travel better for, and earn some points back for doing it. Yeah, that just makes sense. Yeah, I want to do it. So I thought it was just going to be a customer only. And now at this point, I probably would have encouraged him just to be a customer only. But bottom line, he was like, yeah, and if I can refer people to you and you can talk to my people for me and I get credit for it, in the business side, yeah, I'll do that too. So it was totally one I actually wasn't even expecting. And he came on board with gold. And then when platinum had a promotion last year, he upgraded to platinum. So that was probably my easiest one. That was one of the most fun surprises.
Yeah. And if you made one biggest mistake, what would that have been? And how can others avoid that same mistake?
Well, gosh. One biggest one. There's several different things I could look back on and say, oh, I wish I would have done that differently. But seeing where the company is at now and how it is exploding, I would have worked the business earlier with more urgency. I think I worked it with a lot of urgency to get it off the ground, the first 6 months plus. But then, 2 or 3 years into it and stuff, not with as much urgency. And so now, we all need to be working it with a lot of urgency and getting it in front of everybody, because bottom line, everybody's going to hear about this global company. And seems like, more and more people are running into it. And I know especially in Singapore, being a small country, you guys have, definitely had your share of having that happen, but it's happening more and more and more. And so I would say I wished I could go back and redo some of it with a bigger sense of urgency, and then I would have already been IMD by now.
I think all of us kind of feel that way in the back of our mind, right?
Right.
So a lot of reps go through frustrations, that's part of the game. And, especially when they sponsor people that don't do anything, the ducks and the chickens. What would you say to them?
For the reps that have sponsored people like that?
Yes.
Okay.
With the ducks and chickens.
Right. Well, I would say it's all part of the process. You're going to have your ducks, and then you're looking for your eagles. But here's the thing, is that you're going to have different people that play different roles in your team over time. And so if you've got someone that joins and they won't engage, they won't do their launch party, they won't start, calling people or making their list to show people, then we just have to kind of move on, keep going, find the ones that will. Don't spend your time working with the wrong people. But from the standpoint of just know it's part of the process, and you've got people that will camp out. You've got climbers and you've got campers. And some of the people are going to climb, and they're going to climb right out of the gate. But some people are going to camp out. Some people are going to camp out just to kind of see what happens. Some of them are going to camp out until they get to the training that flips their switch. Again, trainings are so important for that. Big decisions are made at the big events. And I know any of you that were at boot camp, you understand that now. And so I would say, just know that you've got people, though, that are going to camp out for a little while. And so you can just kind of leave them there and say, hey, if you need anything, let me know. But I'm not going to keep calling and bugging you. So you let them know, look, maybe they just want to take a trip. Great, let them take a trip. Maybe they get fired up and they come back, because I see that happen too. Is they go on a dream trip, they catch a bigger vision again, and they get excited and they're telling their friends about it then when they come back. So letting people run their own race, finding out what they want, up front. But if they just won't do anything, just let them camp. And you know what? If they quit, that's all right. Attrition is your friend here. Make peace with it. People are going to quit. It's no different here than in any other company and any other thing in life. So just make peace with it, because the people that wind up staying, those will be your friends for life that go on the dream trips. You'll travel the world together. Those are the people that paid the price that you want in your inner circle together. So let attrition work for you. Don't let it knock you out.
Awesome. And just, I know we're kind of running out of time here, but just finally, for people just starting out, what are your top 3 recommendations? And for people on a plateau, what are the recommendations for them to get out of the plateau?
Okay. So first, for people getting started, we all hear Marcus say it, pay attention, get excited, never quit. So I won't repeat that one. But truthfully, for getting started, take action and stay consistent. Making your list, sharing it with people consistently each week, whatever your number is, whether it's 1 a day or 5 a day or 1 a week, or that's not very consistent at 1 a week, but where you're trying to show 1 a day or whatever, set your goal and take action, stay consistent with it. And then the other big thing, of course, and you've heard me say this multiple times throughout this webinar, is get to trainings. The trainings are so key. I don't know any 6-figure earners in the company that have not gone to the trainings and that still don't go to every training unless there's a birth or a death happening in their family. There's certainly extenuating circumstances that can knock somebody out, but otherwise our attitude is not, maybe I'll go, or, well, I'll think about going. No, we're the first ones to buy the tickets. So, having that philosophy about training is key. And then third, even when life happens, stay close to the campfire, stay plugged into your team, to your upline, to the trainings, stay close to the campfire, and don't ever quit. Those are the key things for a new person. For somebody that's hit a plateau, which, yes, I confess, I've hit plateaus multiple times. And so the best thing that you can do when you have a plateau, have another meeting. Just have another meeting. Just go show somebody else when you hit that plateau, because there's power in action. And sometimes you're going to just have to force yourself. My pastor and mentor says sometimes you have to act your way into a feeling versus feel your way into an action. I'm going to say that again. You have to act your way into a feeling, not feel your way into an action. And sometimes you have to do that with the business and getting out and making the phone calls and showing people. And if you lead yourself, again, that comes with personal growth and development, and to act your way into that feeling, even if you don't feel that way. It's kind of like going to the gym sometimes, right? And so do that, and it will help push you off of that plateau.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. We're out of time now, and I've got a couple announcements for everyone. But thank you so much for sharing your Monday morning with us. I hope it'll be a power start to your week. And I'm sure everyone here in Asia and wherever else they're dialing from had a great time hearing your story. So thank you so much for your sharing. And we hope to see you on the big stages soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Christina, for having me.
Yeah, and we certainly hope you come to Asia soon.
Would love to.
Okay, awesome. So we're just wrapping it up here, everyone. This, Lisa, our View from the Edge in Malaysia coming up in September was sold out within I can't remember, was it 3 hours or 3 days? But those tickets just went like wildfire. So if you don't have your ticket, you should talk to your team leaders, your mentors, see if you can get some tickets on the market out there. And then, of course, our regionals are coming up on 13th of August in most of the markets here. And then for the first time in Taiwan, it'll be on the 21st of August with Jefferson Santos and Mr. Jet To from Singapore. So definitely get those booked. The ticket prices have gone up to the regular price, but you should definitely get yourself there, because this is, this is a critical event that, we really build from these events to the big event. So you really need to get yourself to this event first, especially since local market. Is there anything you want to share about that, since you're a regional trainer in the US?
Well, it's just like you said, these are foundational. And so I definitely say, for a small price and being more local, just don't take excuses from your team on that. August 13th is my birthday, so go celebrate for me there in Singapore at the regional training. By attending the regional training, that can be your birthday gift to me. Go to the regional training on August 13th.
Yeah, exactly. So get yourself there, get your teams there, go enroll some new people and get them there. And then, of course, just wrapping it up tonight, announcements for the following team calls coming up. So International Marketing Director, Howie Sun, he's a regional trainer with a team of well over 25,000 people around the world. He's going to be the next guest speaker for the Mandarin team call that will be this coming Sunday. My computer's frozen. So that's the 10th of July at 10 p.m. Webinar ID 198477272. And then the English team call next Monday is going to be with Director Miss Janice Tan, who had a very successful career in a big MNC for over a decade, and now she's a full-time mom to 2 boys and a full-time traveler. So that's next Monday the 11th, and the ID is 182563353. So with that, thank you everyone. I'm sorry that we've run over time, but I didn't want to cut Lisa off. She has an amazing story to share with us. So thank you so much everyone. Have a good night, and thank you again, Lisa.
Thank y'all. Good night.
Good night. Well, have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.